And then there was one last step with this big chunks of fix-all on here that I'm getting off. I just did that step there. That was a doozy. That was kind of tricky to do because I had to get around the edge there, and I had built that up. Once I raised this side up like that, not only did I have to do that, I had to, at that point, I then had to go from here uphill. Since I was floating it out, it seems as though I floated it up, so if any water off this step, of all these steps, by the way, all these steps here with the water coming down, it would puddle right up in this corner unless I raised that up and sloped it from there down to this point after I floated that. I had to do the same thing over there. So when I get ready to redo this step, I'm going to have to do the very same thing, right? Okay. Watch and learn, Stern, as the old saying goes. I'm kind of curious how well this is going to come off because it's so thick back here. I know this first bit will come. Before I go much further, I guess I've got to get this paint scored off and taken off. Not getting it perfect, I'm just getting most of it out of my way. I'll come back and clean it up when I'm done. Right. Well, hammer time. Look how thick that is. That's not even all the way. No joke, that's how thick I had to float this stair because it was going so far downhill. It wouldn't have been an easy step to just take it out and put in a new one. Oh, that would have been really tricky. I could have if it was dry rotted, but it didn't seem to be too bad at all. It's just going downhill. Get around that last screw there. See how high I had to do those screws. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Your job, you could say, yeah, well, I'm just watching this, but my stairs, I don't have stairs like that. Why am I even watching this? Well, you're watching this to see what other things you can learn as it applies to your project, right? That's what I want you to keep in mind. Just do that and you'll be golden. Ooh, course I got my knee pad. Of course I got my knee pad down. Like, why not? You'd be surprised at how well a knee pad will work for you. Now this one's falling apart. And I got this years ago from Walmart, believe it or not. And it's got foam inside, and it had a vinyl cover, and it had this loop on the end. And I was just looking for just a foam one at the store, and I thought, I don't want to get this. It was like one of the best purchases ever for a knee pad. And now I can't even find them. And I thought one day I should go to the Arden Garden, and see if they have a website, see if they don't sell these. Now Momi, out of the goodness of her heart, I gave her this information. She looked it up, and then she ordered a pad for me. I thought it was going to be the same as this, but it wasn't. It had a handle notched into the foam. It was a thick foam pad. Oh, I don't know, it might be an 1.5 inches to almost 2 inches thick. And the problem with that is, I'm used to a pad only this thick. So when you kneel on it, you have to bend down further, and you're up higher off your feet, your back of your legs and stuff. You might think, what difference is that going to make? Well, I think it's going to make a big difference, and that's why I've continued to use this one until it falls apart. And I'll have to change it here pretty soon, because it's at its last legs, especially when I take it inside. When I do anything, little bits of it fall off. So I'll have to decide what to do for a knee pad sooner or later. I'm just going to get some of this stuff out of my way. See, that step, there's no dry rot in it. Had I start poking it with a scratch awl or something like that, and I found that there was dry rot in there, I would have had to replace it. I would have decided to replace it. And what I was talking about earlier was the stair tread, or the stair stringers underneath. How somebody had cut them and they were angled, especially when I crawled underneath the house in this area. I was back a little ways and I could see down in here how they had the bottom of their stair stringers and how it wasn't set level, and it was kind of pooched down at an angle. And you know what? I think that was the whole thing, the crux of the whole thing on the stair stringers, because once they did that, it didn't raise the other one the wrong direction, the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. And hey, they were consistent anyways. And this is a reputable company that had built these stairs, and they just didn't do it right, did they? Else I wouldn't have to have done this at all. Man, I gotta cut this, remember? Okay. See, this stuff is popping up now. It's popping up in different little layers, and that's because I installed it in different layers. There's no way you can put it all on in one layer. And I think that's even something they tell you when you're using fix-all as an underlayment or to float out two different floor levels or something. Only so much you should put on at a time before you should let that dry before you put the next coat on. You know that? Now you do. Come on. You can use a crappy chisel if you have a crappy chisel. I don't have a crappy chisel. I have a crappy putty knife that used to be straight and it's really stout. I probably couldn't do that as much if this didn't have the angle on there, because that makes it actually stiffer. So this is actually a good tool, man. Banging on. I think this was from Hyde, Hyde. They make a lot of good tools. There's a piece of metal in there that's attached to there, and it makes this harder in case you have to tap on it. Why would they have to do that if most of the time you're taking a putty knife, a Hyde knives for sheetrock and stuff? You're not supposed to really bang on those, but it just makes everything so much stronger. They're quite more expensive than other brands, but they're worth it. Sometimes I like to buy the cheap stuff. These were only like $1.99 at the store, and they did what I needed at the time, and I still use them. And you know, you can buy this for $1.99, or you could buy this for probably $7.99 or something like that. You make the choice. Same thing with this. This is a Husky, and it's actually a good one, and it actually has a little slight angle on it, and I kind of like that when I'm floating things out into inside corners and stuff. But this is called a Husky Flex because it means it's flexible. But they have these. Hyde makes 3-inch, 4-inch blades, the 1.5 or 1.25, whatever it is, 1.5 probably, and a 6-inch knife. They have a 8-inch knife, and I'm not sure on the wide ones if you can get Hyde or not for those, or if it's something else. But Hyde is a very good brand, you know. If you're just doing something for the first time, you don't want to spend that money. Buy some cheap stuff. Do some different projects, and then maybe it's not for you. Maybe you just soon not do any of this kind of stuff. Pay somebody else if you got the money to do that. If you don't have the money to do that, and you're energetic, and you think, hey, if Joe here is just an average Joe, like I tell you, I'm just an average Joe. If I can do it, you can do it. If that's your mantra, and you do a few projects, and you then like doing that, then I would suggest next time you do a project and you save that money because you're doing it yourself, then next time you need to buy tools, upgrade your tools, buy some nicer tools, something that's going to last a little bit longer, it's going to work out a little better. You may only find that out after using a certain tool and thinking, you know what, I don't really like using this one. I think I can do better with a different brand. Well, then try it. Go for it. Try it. let's just take a quick, doing it this way because I don't want it to get all over my stones anymore, and it has to. Look at all this stuff down here on the ground. And I'm gonna have to clean up on this here. But I don't know if you can't really see it, but this one here really slopes back at an angle, and I knew that, and I went and got my level, and levels don't lie. Okay, that's why I put it on there, and I decided to float it all out. See that? Okay. Alright, back to my project I go. I'm going to have to clean this step up, right? I still got to scrape off my caulking edge there. I've got to clean up the edge around that. Do a once over, see if I got any little bits of fix-all left on here. You know, around the edges specifically. And I'll decide what to do next. Oh, feels good to be done for the day. Well, that's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos.